Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Moderna is suing Pfizer, its chief competitor, for COVID-19 vaccines, alleging that they stole key technology used in the development of that group's inoculation. Moderna and Pfizer created vaccines based on messenger RNA technology, which teaches the body's immune system to target a specific protein found in viruses. Moderna alleges that its competitor's vaccine infringes on patents that Moderna filed between 2010 and 2016. Moderna was the first to begin testing its vaccine in humans. Pfizer, however, was the first to receive emergency authorization in the U.S. and was also the first to be approved by the FDA. Moderna said that it pledged in October of 2020 not to enforce its patents while the pandemic continued, but altered that policy in March of this year. Moderna Chief Legal Officer Shannon Time-Klinger said, quote, "Moderna expects Pfizer to compensate Moderna for the ongoing use of Moderna's patent technologies," end quote. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in Massachusetts, seeks royalties, lost profits, attorney's fees, interest, and ongoing royalties. A person living in Boston has tested positive for West Nile virus, the first case reported in the city this year. City officials said they don't know where the individual contracted West Nile from, but the metro area has one of the highest risk levels for the virus in the state. The Boston area stretching to Natick and north of Woburn are at moderate risk, while every other part of the state, except Edgartown, is at low risk. Boston public health officials urge residents to protect themselves when outdoors, saying, quote, "During this time of the year and into the fall, it's very important for residents to take proper precautions, use bug spray, avoid being outside at dusk and dawn for prolonged periods of time, and wear long clothing to avoid becoming infected," end quote. West Nile is rare, and in most cases, patients have no symptoms. In cases where someone does get sick, symptoms include fever, headache, and confusion. Those over the age of 50 are at higher risk for more severe complications. President Joe Biden announced Wednesday that those making under $125,000 a year will receive $10,000 in student loan forgiveness, and borrowers who received Pell Grants will receive $20,000 in forgiveness. The Department of Education admits it is still working to figure out exactly how it will implement the aid, but they provided some insight into their process to receive relief so far. Out of the more than 40 million Americans with student loan debt, about 8 million of them are expected to receive the forgiveness directly to their accounts. This is because the Department of Education says they have enough information for those borrowers to approve their eligibility. For the rest, the department said they plan to launch an application to fill in your income information through a website in the coming weeks. Borrowers interested in receiving updates directly from the Department of Education can subscribe at ed.gov/subscriptions. The White House has extended the loan moratorium until December 31st. The state is still monitoring and reporting health trends on a weekly basis. On August 25th, newly released metrics show that over 113,000 molecular tests were conducted and 7,952 new positive cases were reported in the last week. As of August 24th, 182 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 67 are in the ICU. 38 new deaths were also reported in the last 7 days. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. In the last week, the town hall hasn't reported any new positive cases. The town hall website currently shows a total of 11,078 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 4 months, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
The COVID-19 vaccine doesn't contain the virus, so you can't get COVID from the shot. You may experience things like muscle aches, fever, or tiredness, but these are most likely signs that your body is building immunity to protect against the virus. Learn more.
Welcome back. On Thursday, September 1st at 10 a.m., Susan Flint, the mother of Lucas Flint, will join Braintree America Chorus, leaders from Verizon, New England Donor Services, and elected officials to celebrate Braintree's Lucas Flint Memorial Park and a large organ donation sign on a Verizon utility box. This collaboration is to honor Lucas and to encourage people to register as an organ donor at the RMV or online at www.registerme.org. In 2021, over 1,228 lives were saved here in New England because of the generosity of individuals who became organ donors. With the need for life-saving transplants growing every day, over 106,000 patients are now on the U.S. transplant wait list. It is crucial to educate our communities about taking action to register as donors. To register to be a donor and to see the Massachusetts DPH campaign materials, visit mass.gov/organ-donor. More than 2 years after it was granted, the town's license board revoked a liquor license for the proposed tavern, Stacy's Tavern, in Braintree Square. Stacy Dam acquired the liquor license of the former Viking Club on Quincy Avenue and received board approval to transfer the license to 356 Washington Street. The former Veterans of Foreign Wars post, Dam had hoped to open Stacy's Tavern, although she said she was having trouble obtaining financing for needed kitchen renovations. In April, Dam's attorney said she was dropping plans for the business and was seeking to sell the license, but was unable to find a buyer. On Tuesday, the license board voted 4-0 to revoke the license because it was not in use. An observance of International Overdose Awareness Day will be held on Wednesday, August 31st at 10 a.m. in front of Braintree Town Hall. Currently, residents can view purple flags which have been attached to the fence connecting to French's Common in memory of each Massachusetts life lost to overdose in 2021. Anyone is welcome to join for speeches and a butterfly release at the end of the ceremony. Braintree resident Anne Marie Burke scratched the grand prize of $1 million after purchasing a $30 scratch ticket. She won the $1 million jackpot and is opting to take the prize in the form of a one-time $650,000 pre-tax payment. Burke bought the ticket at Braintree Market, which will receive a $10,000 payment for selling the winning ticket. Burke plans to use the money to buy a car and take her family on a trip to Disney World in Florida. Statewide Democratic candidates running in the September 6 primary election had a chance to lay out their policy positions and speak directly to voters during a forum held on August 23rd at the Braintree Town Hall. Candidates for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state, state treasurer, and state auditor attended the event, which was broadcasted live by BCAM TV and can be found on Comcast Channel 8, Verizon Channel 26, and on YouTube at youtube.com/BCAMTV. Here's a snippet of what took place at the forum.
I think it's what is going to really be the thing that is a big focus of mine for the Commonwealth as a whole. It will impact every single region because I got into this race because what I have seen repeatedly and what I have lived through is how families consistently are being left behind, are very hard-working families.
Yeah, as we enter the next phase of the pandemic, I think communities are going to need a strong state partner. You know, we're not going back to the way things were before. As we transition to what comes next, we need to be nimble, we need to be agile, we need to be thinking about how COVID showed us the future and how do we take advantage of that.
We're an incredible state. We're at the vanguard of so many issues. We're at the vanguard of so many essential and important causes. We are also the home of so much innovation, iconic companies, incredible institutions and things happening here. But people are being forced to leave because it's getting harder and harder to make it all work.
I am the candidate in this race who has a proven track record of making a difference in people's lives. I know how to use the legal system to get results, to hold bad actors accountable. I will use all of the experience and skills and persistence and passion that I have put into my 23-year career protecting workers' rights to all of the areas of the Attorney General's office touches.
And I think that we need an attorney general who's been in the office, who's been an assistant attorney general, led a division, understands how to use the office effectively to stand up for communities. I also led a team of about 400 lawyers in the Biden administration, agency of 50,000 people and a $12 billion budget. And I mention that because the Attorney General's office is a big government agency, and it's really important that we have an Attorney General who's ready on day one, particularly in this moment when the Supreme Court is undermining our rights. This is not a time for on-the-job training.
The town of Braintree is launching a Hometown Heroes banner program as a living tribute to the community to honor past and present members of the armed forces. Banners will be displayed on lampposts throughout South Braintree Square from November 1st through the 30th each year as part of the Veterans Day program. To display a Hometown Hero banner with your veteran, fill out the application with a photo and email it to vfountain@braintreema.gov. The cost of each banner is $100 and checks should be made payable to the Braintree Veterans Council. Application deadline is September 30th. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Mosquitoes are out. Protect yourself from mosquito bites and the illnesses they can cause, like Triple E and West Nile virus. When outdoors, use an EPA-approved repellent and wear protective clothing. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Governor Charlie Baker joined Transportation Secretary Jamie Tesler, Mbta General Manager Steve Pofftac, and other transportation officials Sunday at the State Street Station to observe completed track work and construction on the Orange Line. Governor Baker reiterated the importance of the shutdown and said he's pretty confident the repairs will be done by September 19th, allowing the line to reopen on time. Baker also emphasized this opportunity to increase the quality of service for riders by completing 5 years worth of work in a short period of time. With just under 20 days remaining of the Orange Line shutdown, Pofftac said he believes everything is going according to plan at this point. With more on the Orange Line, pandemonium and gridlock was predicted when the MBTA announced a 30-day shutdown of the Orange Line on August 19th. But so far, the shutdown has not caused a major impact on traffic. For many who cannot work from home and rely on the Orange Line shuttle, there was a learning curve and a longer ride, but no major problems. The MBTA provided an update on the work that crews are making on the Orange Line tracks and tunnels. So far, the T said work is progressing as planned. The next big test will be when Boston students return to school next week. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu said Boston Public Schools has secured 5,000 Charlie cards with 7-day free passes for families to practice the new routes before school starts on September 8th. The schools will also provide support staff to guide students along the Orange Line shuttle route. The state of California has taken a major step toward phasing out gas-powered vehicles, and now Massachusetts has decided to follow their lead. Governor Baker signed a climate change law earlier this month that mandates all new cars sold in the state must run on electric or hydrogen power by the year 2035. The law includes a trigger that says that once California decides to implement zero-emission vehicles, Massachusetts must do the same. Since California made that decision Thursday, regulators here must now begin to work on the details and put auto dealers along with the public on notice that the change will be coming. This new rule will only apply to the sale of new vehicles. The goal of the law is to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and increase the number of electric vehicles on roadways. Experts say that while the rule is 13 years away, they hope it encourages change sooner. Just weeks after former head of Massachusetts Veterans Services, Francisco Urania, was reported as being back on state payroll, sources from WBZ have learned he is now off the job. Although Urania's profile is no longer on the Mass Development website, he was hired in April as the Deputy Director of Military Initiatives at Mass Development, a quasi-state agency. Just last week, Lawrence Mayor Brian DePena appointed Urania to be the provisional manager at the Lawrence Municipal Airport. If you like biking and care about social justice and the environment, Bikes Not Bombs 35th Annual Bikeathon is the event for you. On Sunday, September 11th, riders will depart from Stony Brook Field in Jamaica Plain and ride on 10, 30, 50, or 100-mile routes. There will be rest stops, food, and route markings along the way. A fantastic lunch and live music will be provided after the ride. You are helping Bikes Not Bombs use the bicycle as a vehicle for social change in Boston. For more information and to register as a rider or volunteer, go to bikesnotbombs.org. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Protect yourself from mosquito and tick bites. Use an EPA-approved repellent anytime you're outdoors. Spray it on your hands first, then spread it on your face, neck, arms, and legs. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here are some new binge-worthy show and new movie recommendations. First in entertainment, the second season of Reservation Dogs was released on August 3rd. Reservation Dogs is made by an entirely indigenous group of writers, directors, and actors who bring a level of detail to their experience through the main cast. Reservation Dogs follows 4 indigenous teenagers living in Oklahoma. After their best friend's death, the group is determined to leave home and move to California. But in order to secure money for their trip, they've taken to pulling off petty crimes around their neighborhood. Through dry-witted comedy, the show captures the difficulties of youth and portrays the experience of res life. At the end of season 1, only one member of the squad is able to achieve their goal and escape. Season 2 was released on August 3rd. To find out what's in store next for the Res Dogs, you can watch Reservation Dogs on FX and Hulu. Next in entertainment is Gigi and Nate, the story of Nate Gibson, a young man whose life is turned upside down after he suffers a near-fatal illness and is left a quadriplegic. Moving forward seems near impossible until he meets his service animal, Gigi, a curious and intelligent capuchin monkey. Although she's trained to assist Nate with his basic needs, Gigi does more than that by helping Nate find what he needs most of all in life, a little bit of hope. You can watch Gigi and Nate in theaters this Friday. And finally in entertainment is Bullet Train, starring Brad Pitt as an unlucky assassin who's determined to do his job peacefully after one too many gigs has gone off the rails. Though his latest mission puts him on a collision course with lethal adversaries from around the globe, all with connected yet conflicting objectives on the world's fastest non-stop train through modern-day Japan. You can watch Bullet Train exclusively in theaters. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.